everyone says the same thing. Everyone just kind of looks at you and goes, oh wow, man.
There's nothing left to say now, so I'll be on my way now, and I'll be moving way up, way up, way up, out of your way.
Welcome back to a new video. You read the title. I got robbed, man. I got robbed again. Last time I got robbed, it was in Medellin, Colombia. They put a gun to my head. This time, it was a little bit less spectacular. 1 week ago, I was in Barcelona with my girlfriend Katia, and we were going to a public party. La Merce is basically this free-for-all festival all throughout Barcelona, where you would have different stages with artists performing music. So you basically get to walk around town and pick whatever type of music that suits you and go and watch it for free. My girl loves dancing. She loves these type of cultural things. So she was all for it. I was a little bit tired, but obviously I went with her. It was a Saturday night. And it was me, her, and a couple of her friends. So we're having a good time going from one stage to another. And at one point, because she wanted to dance a little bit more, she was really getting into the music and dance with her friends, she gave me her purse to hold on to. We didn't even talk about it. It's just one of those couple things, it goes without saying, where she gives you her purse and you just kind of like hold on to it so she can do her thing. The purse had like a long strap, like this long, and then there was like a small purse. Now, obviously, Barcelona is infamous for being a pickpocket town. I am very well aware of this, and I'm always the first guy and the first person to be like, hey, watch out. I'm always on guard, scanning the perimeter. That's kind of my thing. So she gave it to me, and we're standing there. She's dancing. I'm chilling. Now, the thing is, I was tired. I was not really in the moment that much. Like, I was a little bit like, just like my mind was in other places since I was just tired, super relaxed. And I was drifting, aka I was slipping. Also, I'm used to having phone, wallet, keys, and I keep them in my front pockets at all times. Only to be checked every 2 minutes. Phone, wallet, keys. Phone, wallet, keys. Is it still there? It's still there. We're all good. So I'm not really that used to holding a purse. So what do? I just keep the purse dangling from my shoulder straight down next to my body. We're standing in a circle and it wasn't even that crowded. And at one point, I think I feel something. I feel something tugging at the purse. At least that's what I thought. So I immediately turn to look around, and what do I see? I see a couple, a guy and a girl, early 20s, standing there. And as I look and turn and look at them, they're looking at me like, why are you looking at us? And I just go like, it's a couple. Like, I'm tripping, right? Which is further proof for my theory that in our society, we attach so much ridiculously unwarranted value to people being a couple. I'm not going to get into that right now, but really though, it's like, if someone is with someone, that immediately validates them. Why are we so quick to say, oh, they have a partner, oh, they have a girlfriend, like that means they must be good, that means they must be decent, like that means, they're fine, they're good folks, they're good people, right? Because that's what it was. Like, I saw the woman, and like subconsciously, I immediately went like, nah, ain't no couple gonna try and rob me, like, I'm tripping. So I didn't respond, and I didn't act on it, and I didn't do anything, and I absolutely hate myself for that. So about 5 minutes, 10 minutes go by, and my girl was like, hey, I'm a little bit tired, you want to go sit down and talk a little bit? I'm like, yeah, sure, cool. So we go to a bench, and she's like, do you have my phone? And I give her purse, and we find out that her phone was stolen. Her phone was gone. And guys, you might not be able to tell from my tone because, by now I'm back in a positive mood and life goes on. So I'm happy again, I guess. But that was such a devastating moment. I felt so incredibly disappointed in myself. I think the initial feeling was just like a feeling of shock, disbelief. I couldn't believe it. And quickly followed up by just raging anger. I just wanted to punch someone. I just wanted to grab someone. Like the fact that I had looked them in the face right after it happened and I didn't act on it. I mean, you guys know what I'm about. You guys know me. For me to be so incredibly complacent, for me to be so naive, to be so not on top of things, it's just like, I can't believe it. I felt like such a sucker. I felt like such an idiot, such a, what? After all the things I've been through, after all my travels, this is what it comes to. But most of all, I felt like I really let down my girl. Because there's a reason she gave me that purse. There's a reason she didn't even feel the need to communicate about it, because she knows, like, that's my thing. Like, I'm the rock that she can build on. I'm the reliable guy. I made a joke about it later, and I was like, I'm not going to be the guy that dances with you all night, but I will be the guy that gets you home safe. And I felt like I failed at that. It was really confronting, and obviously, she didn't blame it on me whatsoever. She didn't make me feel any type of, guilt. She tried to, she was like, it's not your fault. You're not the one stealing phones. But for me, it really left a very big impact, and it really, really caught me off guard, how negatively I was impacted by it. So fast forward a couple of days, my girl didn't have a phone. She still doesn't have a phone today. And surely but slowly, she started telling me, like, what's crazy? I actually feel better. I feel more in touch with the present moment. I no longer have these distractions. I have more energy. And I could tell she turned into a different person after no longer having a phone. And it was such a weird experience because we started talking about it, me and her, just about the whole concept of smartphones, how back in the 80s, they used to make sci-fi movies in which in the future, people would have chips implanted on their body so they could be tracked and monitored at all times. The thing about it is we didn't get chips planted into our flesh. We just carry the chip around. Like, that's our brain, that's our existence, that's our everything. It's damn near impossible to not have a smartphone. It's like you need it. How do you not have WhatsApp? How do you not have Google Maps? Like that, you're putting yourself outside of society if you don't. But I saw, and I'm seeing the impact it has on her, the incredibly positive impact. She's less distracted with nonsense. You're no longer reading these dozens of WhatsApp messages or iMessages talking about absolutely nothing. You're no longer getting these push notifications from bad news about what happened on the other side of the globe, making you feel like the whole world is going to hell, And it was very obvious that after only 5 days already, that it actually has been changing her for the better. And the craziest part about it all is that I can see that life would probably be better without a smartphone. I've been talking about it with many of my close friends, and I've been bringing up the fact that my girl right now doesn't have a smartphone and that she's not in a rush to get a new one. Because that's what we said. We said, like, look, let's not make any definite statements. Like, let's not go full hippie after 5 days off the grid and be like, I'm going to live my life without a phone for eternity. Like, let's just see what happens. Or, I'm not saying that she's not going to get a phone again, or I'm not going to say that she will have a phone again. Let's just see what happens. And the craziest part about it all is when you share this perspective, when you share this story with friends, with people, when you tell them like, look, right now, my girl is living without a phone and she's loving it. You know, she's happy. She feels free. She feels liberated. Everyone says the same thing. Everyone just kind of looks at you and goes, oh, wow, man. Living without a phone, damn, that must be so nice. Like, everyone, it's just like, they envision this and they're just like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. That sounds so good. And in the same breath, there is this very clear notion that it's not a viable scenario. It's like we have completely shut off the possibility of ever living without a smartphone again. It is literally equated to talking about being homeless and living off of the fruits of nature. It's kind of like this utopia, this ridiculous fantasy idea that could never be real. When really, it's not that impossible. Like, we can still live without a smartphone if you really want to. And I understand that I'm being a hypocrite preaching about this while I have my smartphone laying on the bed right next to me, but it's just like, I'm just thinking out loud because it's definitely something that I'm exploring mentally, like that possibility for the future. Why is it that we just kind of like, we all gasp at this idea of living without a smartphone, but it's just like, it can never be me. I cannot. Of course not. We don't even entertain the idea. We don't even start to look at the steps that we would have to take. We don't even start thinking about, well, look, if I didn't have a smartphone, I could still have a computer. I could still use email. I could even still use, for example, Facebook chat to direct message people when I'm on my computer, just not when I'm out and about in the streets, on the bus, and that's the main thing. Like, it's not so much about becoming a digital recluse and just, shutting off all ways of communication. It's more so about, do we really need those communication channels available to us 24/7 everywhere we go? Is it not sufficient to have that channel of communication just when we're home or just when we're at the office? Email and direct messaging through a computer. There are ways to do it, and I'm thinking about it more and more and more. And I just want to make this video to kind of like maybe sprinkle that seed, plant it into your mental, and help you guys start thinking about it as well. This is not a channel where it's about, I'm better than you because I'm doing that. It's not us versus them. I just want to give you guys the chance to think about it, because I'm thinking about it right now. And it's such a cliche, I know, guys, but ironically, this terrible and shocking experience of getting robbed has blossomed into something very beautiful. And it's so interesting, because I remember at the actual evening when she told her friends, there was this one lady that we're not that close to, and she basically said, she went full on hippie, and she was like, this is a good thing, this is a new beginning. And like, my girl is just like, man, she doesn't shut up. Like, that's the last thing I'm trying to hear right now. Like, rightfully so. Don't tell me this is a good thing 5 minutes after I got robbed. Just like, be quiet. I don't want to hear it right now. Like, there's a time and a place for extreme optimism, and the time and the place is not right after it happened. It's like, someone getting diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, and you coming in like, hey, everything happens for a reason. I know you're probably gonna die, but somehow, some way, this is gonna be great. So we were like talking about that, like, why would she say that? That's so rude and unwarranted. And then later on, she was actually right. She was right. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. Comment below what you think. Are you entertaining a future without a smartphone? Have you been thinking about it? Has it ever even crossed your mind? I don't know. Let me know. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Share this video if you want to see me do bigger and better things. Let's grow this channel, man. I love you all so much. Thank you for riding with me and paying attention. I'll be back real soon. It's your boy Benzo. Check it out.